For me, a Christmas tradition as a kid was always Kahlua and milk.
As a kid?
My mom would always let me have a little Kahlua and milk on Christmas
You
Eve.
just ratted out loud.
So even today, like a Black Russian is like my Christmas drink.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, Kahlua is synonymous with Christmas, especially like New Christmas Eve.
You gotta buy me. And I still feel like I lost.
Yeah,
How is that possible?
bad things happen in fantasy football.
So, obviously, no more Patty Mahomes. That tore his ACL. I've had Patrick Mahomes in my squad for how many years? Quite some time now. We're in a dynasty league. Obviously, got a torn ACL, so he's out for the rest of this year. He's out for most of next year.
Well, out or at least maybe a little slow to come back to performance,
Yeah.
right? It's always the losing guy end of the season means he's not be that great. Next season.
Fantasy's brutal, man.
It is. It is.
Well, welcome to the cave. I'm Tom.
I'm Derrick.
That's Derrick. So you're actually leaving us here. I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, it's the holiday season. We decided kind of last minute to go to Texas and see the in-laws for the holidays.
You go to Texas pretty much every year?
No, it's been a few. It's probably been
Okay.
3 or 4 years since we've been down to visit. Unbeknownst to me, both my father-in-law and my sister-in-law having knee surgeries this week.
Oh,
I'm not certain I would have signed up to go to this trip. Had I known that.
You're gonna be a gopher.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Christmas gifts. Go get this, Derrick.
Yeah,
Go get this.
I think so.
Groceries in the car, Derrick.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm making a bunch of meals.
Yes.
Yeah. But it'll be fun.
Yeah.
See the kids.
Good.
Well,
Good.
They're not really kids. Most of them aren't kids anymore. But they get,
Yeah, when you're getting old, son of a
yeah,
bitch.
yeah, I know.
You know. So not much in my world. Finally got my tires put on. We talked about that.
Yep.
I made the decision not to go with run flats. I guess I'll see how I feel about that in a few months. Car don't come with a spare tire, so hopefully a good AAA membership and a a tire plug kit might get me through.
When's the last time you had a flat tire?
Don't you ever jinx that. That's what are you doing? What kind of asshole are you?
I'm that kind of asshole.
Unbelievable. Now I'm gonna need 4 cans of Fix-A-Flat just because you're jinxing it. So I do put the run flats on my wife's car because I'll tell my wife, I said, you're never on the side of the breakdown side of a highway. I don't care if you ruin a rim, get that car off the highway. You're a dead man sitting in a breakdown lane. So that's how I teach my wife, my kids, and anybody that wants to listen to me, which is my wife, my kids, not even that.
All the people that are forced to.
Exactly. Myself, I'll deal with it. And maybe a trip to the White Mountains. It's a cold day, and I'm going to curse myself because I'm not on a run flat tire at that time. But
and some dark roads out there.
The thing is, so my wife drives an SUV, so they handle the rougher ride. Run flat's got a little bit of a rougher, stiffer tire. Mm-hmm. I'm running on 20-inch low pros, so I mean, there's
not much cushion there.
Not much cushion there. And every time there's just a little bit of a sewer cap, it reminds me. It's like now I know where they all are. On every road around here. So I decided to go non-run flat to get an honest comparison of the difference in the ride. I got about 120 miles since the tires on it. Definitely a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're still performance tires, but they're more all season. The other ones were summer only.
Okay.
Because you can't get this top car. You can't get run flats in an all season. Nobody's making them. So hopefully you didn't just jinx me, you son of a bitch.
It's already snowed twice this year.
Snows. I'm not worried about snow. Just getting a flat from something uncontrollable.
Yep.
So, but I'd like to get into traditions.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of traditions over the years. A lot of them kind of come around whiskey. Whiskey's really good for starting traditions and creating traditions. That's why a lot of people crack a certain bottle on memorable days, a birthday, or an anniversary, or things like such.
Just getting into traditions. For me, a Christmas tradition as a kid was always Kahlua and milk.
As a kid?
My mom would always let me have a little Kahlua and milk on Christmas Eve.
You just ratted out loud.
So even today, like a Black Russian is like my Christmas drink.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, Kahlua is synonymous with Christmas, especially like New Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that in my family. No, we weren't allowed to do stuff like that. So, props to your mom. I'm lucky if I got, red dye and Kool-Aid. Actually, I can't say that. My mother would give me red dye. It's my wife that,
No one knew anything about red dye when we
Yeah.
were kids. Everything was red dye.
So one tradition we tend to have is we always have a pour of a certain dram this time of year because this dram reminds us of just Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really just the makeup of the mash bill, I think,
Yep.
more than anything, correct? So
We're going to start with that.
let's start with it. Get a couple glasses. I'll bring the bottle out.
The last episode before Christmas.
So this will be our little holiday toast. Because we won't, because you're leaving me.
It's a tradition.
Because you're leaving me. This
I'll
is
be back.
I know, but I love you, man. It's gonna be a long week.
Oh.
I might enjoy it. I might go do something.
Are you bringing someone in for the off week or taking
Actually,
a break?
I might. Shh, that could be a secret. We'll have your ass replaced at the time. So yeah. This is
I can't take a week off around here.
Don't take a Bledsoe hit now. Angel's Envy Rye finished in a Caribbean rum cask. So this has always been a cool bottle because of what it really did for the industry and really launched Angel's Envy. But this, to me, and you can come up with your own words, but it always gives such a fall, Thanksgiving, cinnamon, just brings me to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got nothing other than do to that. And I just, for some reason, I have this, and I'm probably already overpouring this because we got other things to drink today.
We don't have to drink it all at once.
That's fair.
Save it for the after party.
Well, if I'm going to force me to drink. I'm going to force you to drink. It's 100 proof. Rye whiskey finished in Caribbean rum casks. About $100, $105 bottle. So, Merry Christmas.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Look at that, me being politically correct, getting that right in there. I got a great story about this, and I'll never forget this. This was many, many years ago. And as you know, trying to taste a bottle, any bottle blind, we've done a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to peg a rye, to peg a bourbon, to peg a scotch.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
you can get the regions, you can get close, getting the actual bottles.
This bottle is so good. When you're asked to pick a bottle, just the true endpoint bottle, that's quite the challenge. I'm at a cigar bar, and the bartender, I asked because I can't see the liquor because it's kind of around the corner. I asked for an open, and she decided to get creative. She's like, "Well, how about I give you a shot of something, and if you can tell me what it is, I'll make you an old fashioned using that ingredient." I'm like, "Well, I'm a drinker.
Sign me up.
Sign me up." So she pours a little something into a shot glass, and I nose it, and instantly, I'm like, "Ooh, Angel's Envy Rye." And smelling it, get a little nose, taste it, everything up here is like, "Oh, this is Angel's Envy." And as you've done blinds before, you start talking yourself out of it.
Oh, yes.
Right? You start
Go with your
yourself.
first, go with your gut.
And so I'm like, "Oh, well, maybe it's not as much as I thought it was." Yeah. Finally, I just said, "Go with my gut."
Yep.
I said, "This is Angel's Envy Rye." And she literally looked at me and she said, "Son of a bitch." Now, I've got a bar audience at this time. Like, "Son of a bitch, how the hell did you get that?" So I probably got what was the equivalent of about a $30 old fashioned.
I would have said, don't ruin it by putting it in old fashioned.
The old fashioned was really damn good.
Oh, good.
This, although not the cheapest old fashioned I have,
Sure.
this makes a phenomenal old fashioned. Really does. So again,
Yeah, when I drink this, to me, I feel like it's a cool, crisp night. It's clear skies and stars. There's some snow and evergreen forest.
this is just so spicy and sweet at the same time.
And there's a little mintiness to it.
Well, Merry Christmas.
We'll save that for later.
We will.
And a little maple. That sweetness is...
Yeah, there's a little maple in that. Yeah.
I'm sure it's the rum, but it kind of comes off as like a little maple.
So you want to get into why we're here today?
Yeah, so what's on the docket?
So I managed to score a couple of things from Heaven Hill. I think we referenced this at the end of the last video that we had some Heaven Hill stuff. So Heaven Hill is a distillery in Kentucky. I think they started in about 1935 or so with a couple of merchants. They all seem to be merchants that started getting into distillery back then.
They had money.
Not enough money because they ended up partnering with some investors. And, as any good bourbon enthusiast knows, it takes 4 years.
It takes a long time to get...
At least 4 years to make a good bourbon. Well, the investors want to be bought out year 3. So They did. They bought them out for 20 grand, which was 20 grand in 1936.
A lot,
37.
but
no, a lot. No, yes. And then 4 or 5 years later, they're producing the stuff, and they quickly become one of the fastest selling bourbons in Kentucky. So bad on investors.
So they've come up with a couple articles I've been reading this last couple weeks around, kind of best bourbons of the year, that kind of thing. I don't think I've ever had any. I've had Heaven Hill. I may have had something
So you've
from
had
them.
from Heaven Hill. So Heaven Hill, the biggest thing you know from Heaven Hill is Elijah Craig.
Okay.
So that Elijah Craig toasted barrel you love so much, that's Heaven Hill. Larceny, McKenna is a 10-year McKenna. That's a Heaven Hill product. Heaven Hill makes their own brand. It is. We're going to get into it here in a moment. They're bottled and bond 10-year. I think it's 10-year bottled and bond is one of the more popular ones. It is the largest independent family-owned distillery in America, and one of the largest in the world. So we talk about all these distilleries that are owned by this company, Diageo, and this is the largest still independent distillery in the country.
Cool.
So, but it was some good news and some sad news throughout their story life. In '96, the distillery burned to the ground in a storm, and they lost 15% of their storage through their rickhouses. So much whiskey was pouring down Rowan's Creek that it was on fire.
Oh wow!
Going down the creek. So they had no distillery.
Yep.
They still had a lot of rickhouses, but they had no distillery. So the cool part of the story is distilleries around them, including the Beam Distillery, offered to make their mash bill while they regrouped.
Sure.
So now they got to make a decision. Are we going to rebuild on this land, or are we going to buy another distillery?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to buy another distillery, and they use that distillery to produce pretty much anything you've ever had from them to this day.
Yep.
Because we weren't really drinking bourbon back then, right? Until April of 2025, they are now back on their homeland. And they got this huge modern distillery back in Bonstrom, Kentucky. So I think that's pretty cool that they're still an independent.
Yep.
Producing a boatload of good whiskey. So what are we going to drink today?
Bring it on out.
So this is kind of a, if you know Heaven Hill, these are kind of a little bit of a hunter bottle.
Okay.
They're annual releases in the fall, so these are only produced once a year, seasonal distills. What's cool about this is they're very transparent. This is their grain to glass series.
Yep.
They are farming the rye, the corn, the malt, the wheat, all in Kentucky. Not them directly, they're working with local farmers, but this is all Kentucky grown, Kentucky distilled. And not only that, a lot of times you drink something and you have no idea what the mash bill is. You can try and Google it, you can try and research it, and you can kind of get close, but they're not really telling you the secret sauce. This series, they're telling you the secret sauce. And we'll get into that as we open each one, but they're going to tell us how much grain or how much corn, how much wheat. Yeah. Correct. So this is kind of, like I said, it's a bit of a hunter's bottle, maybe. I don't know. So this is kind of new to their line, but cool. It's a transparent thing, and I think we should give it a go.
All right.
So I'd probably try the bourbon first.
Which one's which?
This is the bourbon. I got the bourbon in my hand.
All right.
I do pre-cut these a little off scene, but it doesn't always work.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna talk to the dishwasher.
Oh, got a little water ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll survive. And the alcohol will take care of it. Don't worry about it too much. Oh, you can definitely nose the grain right off the bat. It's very, very grain forward on the nose.
When you say grain, you mean corn?
Yes.
That they're all grains?
Well, they are, but I mean, you can just, I don't know, it's like you can...
Corn has its own...
I know, but I guess what I'm trying to feel is I literally feel like I'm smelling the field.
Yep.
So this is...
I'll give you that.
This is the bourbon. This was distilled in 2017, released in 2024, so that's 7 years. This is 52% corn, 35% rye, and 13% malt, coming in at 107 proof.
Wow.
We got a wow from you.
Yeah. So when I can taste the malt, it definitely smooths it out. Super smooth, light sweetness, really refined. I was impressed right off the bat.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah, so again, I go back to I was getting the grain, and it's just that's kind of predominantly what I'm getting on the nose. I mean, in the mouth, if you will, it's just a world of flavors. It's thick, it's robust, definitely refined. And I actually think I'm drinking something at a higher price point than what I paid for this.
Didn't taste the proof at all.
No.
How old was it?
7 years?
Okay, so I mean that's pretty typical, but I mean so far
It is a little warming.
a little bit at the end, but not in the first, not the front.
Well, we're going to get into the rye, and you're not a rye guy, so.
I had some bad experiences early on with ryes.
Like cheap tequila?
I had a lot of those too. But I would say I'm 50-50 on ryes.
This is
I can
always
always
got
get
a very unique sweetness to it that's really good. And
weirdly, I always get a more robust nose after I've tasted it.
yeah, but there's nothing. I wouldn't use the word overly like caramel. That's not coming to mind. I am getting some vanilla. And
Fresh.
I'm getting some yes.
I get like and a little bit of that field part of it. I get just fresh. Sort of a freshness to it.
Vibrant. Yeah, there's something else to this. I'm digging this. Let's try the rye.
So let's hold this off. Yeah, let's
All right.
comparison. Seeing as how much trouble you have with the wrapper, I figured I'd get the glasses.
Yeah. Bastard. Make sure this glass meets your specs.
Mm-hmm. I got like a little laser engraving on the caps. I think it's pretty cool. I don't get like a lot of rye notes right off the bat.
I do.
I do, but they're subtle.
So it's 63% rye, 24 corn, 13 malt. So the malt percentage stayed the same on both of them. This is, ooh. Got a guess and a proof?
113.
123.2.
So I could taste the proof subtly, or in comparison. The rye doesn't have a lot of. It has almost no burn to it. It's rich. The flavor profile for me is a lot richer on this one. A little less sweetness. Not quite as smooth. Got a little more bite to it.
Drier.
Yes.
I don't get the, as I was saying, grain forward nose that I was on the bourbon. I do get a traditional rye subtle cinnamon. Definitely know it's a rye. The rye spices, I think it's strong on this. I think we might disagree there.
I get the proof out of it. I don't really get the rye spice out of it. There's a lot more proof out of this one.
It's got a cinnamon black licorice tenor to me. Getting a little hint of black licorice and that's kind of how I'm getting any sweetness pulled out of this.
Nowhere near as sweet.
Not at all. Not at all. You're seeking the sweet.
Sometimes proof can be spice, or
sure, yeah.
like sometimes like just the rye itself gives a spiciness to it. sometimes then proof creates a spiciness. I think this has got kind of proof spiciness. I don't really get rye spiciness, but it's sharper.
Yes. More prominent. More. I'm here to give you a good drink.
Yeah, I think you could have for me, you could have taken the proof down a little bit on this, and it probably would have opened up a little more of the rye flavor, and it wouldn't have quite as much punch.
I think you're right. I think if you dial this down a little bit, it might round it off a little bit more.
Yeah, that's really so for me.
Yep, the rye
gets me. They get in my throat, my esophagus, and they kind of it's a long, lingering burn. And this one's after like a couple sips, it's there now. I can. But as ryes go, I actually think it's pretty good.
I don't know if I could have a second glass.
No, I think it would just burn out your taste buds. You wouldn't be able to taste anything else after this. Ooh, yeah, no, that's staying. That's lingering.
Well, we did prep it with the holiday pour.
Yes,
it's 100 proof of rye there too. So let's do a whiskey take, whiskey cave take. Bring that bottle over here. So we got both of these, $100 a piece.
Yep. So
they actually do make a wheat as well. I did not source that one. I really wanted to.
I would have kind of a fan.
It would have taken a 3-hour round trip drive for me to go get it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get a flat.
Yeah, sure. Overall, I'm impressed. Haven't really ever had exposed with this version of their offerings. I think this definitely is an enthusiast bottle. I think if you're going to you're going to hang out with your bourbon buddies, they would appreciate both of these. Personally, I prefer the bourbon versus the rye. I think it's just the right amount of proof.
You got the bourbon here. I might have switched them on you.
Well, that's how they start when we first put them out. That's what
I'm messing with your head. So I also do think it's also like an enthusiast bottle.
Yeah.
Heaven Hill fans are probably seeking this out as we speak.
I would bring this bottle to those people that I knew would appreciate bourbon. I wouldn't necessarily stock it because it's good, but I don't drink enough bourbon to bother to like.
Yeah, it's something great to share with a bourbon. Or
someone who's going to appreciate it.
Yeah, an American whiskey enthusiast. Definitely, this fits the bill.
Yeah.
Especially at its price point. Actually, I think it's properly priced collectively for that very reason. You can only get them annually, so it's an experience when you have it. You look forward to grabbing the next season's batch.
Yep.
And then sharing that with a good whiskey buddy as well. I think the bourbon is underpriced at $100. I would actually pay more for that. And I think the rye is fairly priced, but
oh yeah, I mean the bourbon is so easy drinking in comparison to the rye.
So this is like a fun shareable for enthusiasts.
Yeah, and it's unique.
Yeah.
So if you want there's a good chance they never had these before, either one of them. So if you wanted to give someone a new experience, great bottles for that.
I'm telling you right now, this is my whiskey take right here. I'm going for another pour on the bourbon. So yeah, I'm glad I hunted these down. This was cool, and I really kind of like the story of Heaven Hill. I love the fact that still independent, hold on strong. Other than that,
no, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our take.
That's it.
So thanks for coming to the cave.
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
I'm Tom.
I'm Derek.
That's Derek. And why don't you get away from me for a week? And let me see what happens from there. All right.
Cheers.
Enjoy, man. Be good.